Hello, Bay Broncos. It is Friday, the 17th of December, and happy winter break. This has been a really exciting week at Bay. On Monday, we had Funny Math Day, which was very cute. Tuesday was Twin Day. Wednesday was Fictional Character Day. Thursday was Disney Day, a little favorite of mine. And today was Pajama Day. And not only was it Pajama Day, but it was day of play at Bay. And kids got to play almost all day long. It was cool. I got to go into every single classroom and I got to see kids playing and enjoying each other and having fun. And it was awesome. It was great. I really loved it. Also exciting today, Ms. Rachel announced over the loudspeaker that I was named Elementary Principal of the Year for San Lorenzo Unified. And so that's exciting, and I'm just so grateful that we have such amazing people at Bay, honestly. This is a great school. I love being here, and so I'm grateful. I hope that all of you have a wonderful holiday. The office will be closed until January 3rd. I'll be spending time with my family, as will Miss Rachel and Miss Monica. But it's not that I won't think of you. I love you so much. I really do love our Bay community, and I'm incredibly grateful and thankful to be a part of it. So I hope that you all have a wonderful break. And I have the second part of, I'm dropping things everywhere, you guys. I have to clean the office before I go. Passage to Freedom by Ken Mochizuki. And so this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, you should go to YouTube and look at part 1 first. The next morning, he brought the family together and asked what he should do. This was the first time he ever asked all of us to help him with anything. My mother and Aunt Sasuko had already made up their minds. They said we had to think about the people outside before we thought about ourselves. And that is what my parents had always told me, that I must think as if I were in someone else's place. If I were one of those children out there, what would I want someone to do for me? I said to my father, if we don't help them, won't they die? With the entire family in agreement, I could tell a huge weight was lifted off my father's shoulders. His voice was firm as he told us, I will start helping these people. Outside, the crowd went quiet as my father spoke, with Borislav translating. I will issue visas to each and every one of you, to the last. Please wait patiently. The crowd stood frozen for a second. Then the refugees burst into cheers. Grown-ups embraced each other, and some reached to the sky. Fathers and mothers hugged their children. I was especially glad for the children. My father opened the garage door, and the crowd tried to rush in. To keep order, Borislav handed out cards with numbers. My father wrote out each visa by hand. After he finished each one, he looked into the eyes of the person receiving the visa and said, good luck. He's saving so many lives. Refugees camped out at our favorite park waiting to see my father. I was finally able to go outside. Chiaki and I played with the other children in our toy car. They pushed as we rode, and they rode as we pushed. We chased each other around the big trees. We did not speak the same language, but that didn't stop us. For about a month, there was a line leading to the garage. Every day, from early in the morning till late at night, my father tried to write 300 visas. He watered down the ink to make it last. Guji and a young Jewish man helped out by stamping my father's name on the visas. My mother offered to help write the visas, but my father insisted he be the only one, so no one else could get into trouble. So my mother watched the crowd and told my father how many were still in line. One day, my father pressed down so hard on his fountain pen, the tip broke off. During that month, I only saw him late at night. His eyes were always red and he could hardly talk. While he slept, my mother massaged his arms, stiff and cramped from writing all day. Soon my father grew so tired he wanted to quit writing the visas, but my mother encouraged him to continue. Many people are still waiting. She said, let's issue some more visas and save as many lives as we can. It's important work. While the Germans approached from the west, the Soviets came from the east and took over Lithuania. They ordered my father to leave. So did the Japanese government, which reassigned him to Germany. Still, my father wrote visas until we absolutely had to move out of our home. We stayed at a hotel for 2 days where my father still wrote visas for the many refugees who followed him there. His father's very brave. Then it was time to leave Lithuania. Refugees who had slept at the train station crowded around my father. Some refugee men surrounded my father to protect him. He now just issued permission papers, blank pieces of paper with his signature. As the train pulled away, refugees ran alongside. My father still handed permission papers out the window. As the train picked up speed, he threw them out to waiting hands. The people in the front of the crowd looked into my father's eyes and cried, "We will never forget you. We will see you again." I gazed out the train window, watching Lithuania and the crowd of refugees fade away. I wondered if we would ever see them again. "Where are we going?" I asked my father. "We are going to Berlin," he replied. Chiaki and I became very excited about going to the big city. I had so many questions for my father, but he fell asleep as soon as he settled into his seat. My mother and Aunt Setsuko looked really tired too. Back then, I did not fully understand what the three of them had done or why it was so important. I do now. So as a child, he didn't understand how many people his father saved and how important that work was. But when he grew up, he did. I hope that you enjoyed this book, Passage to Freedom. And Broncos, I hope that you have a wonderful 2 weeks off. I will miss you, and I love you, and I will see you when we get back. Remember, today and every day, it's great to be a Bronco. Take care, Broncos. I'll see you soon.